Hey guys, Aaron here, and on today's episode of The Aaron White Show, I interview Hayden. Hayden makes custom hats, and yeah, it's basically just an awesome chat. Yeah, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. All right, see you guys. Quick word from the sponsors. Well, apparently, I promised my son that I have to do a shout out for him. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube or you have kids that are on YouTube, check out Tyler White Soccer. And yeah, he does some cool stuff there. He's a 9-year-old and we monitor everything. So there's no dodgy stuff going on. So yeah, that's his little shout out that I promised him ages ago. All right. And for the books, you got FIFO number 2, How a Drug Dealer Became a FIFO Worker. And you got FIFO, What Really Happens After the Plane Takes Off. 2 hilarious novels available under Aaron Weston Author on Facebook or under The Aaron White Show on TikTok. And for the kids, under Children's Books by Aaron White on Facebook. You got Australian Mining Machines Colouring in Book, Australian Police Vehicles, Australian Firefighters, Australian Paramedics, Australian Defence Force Machines, Australian Surf Lifesavers. Now, remember, Christmas is coming up. So, yep, Children's Books by Aaron White under Facebook. And for the FIFO books, The Aaron White Show on TikTok or Aaron Weston Author on Facebook. Grab yourself a copy. Awesome Christmas gifts. All right, let's get into it. Today, I have a fantastic guest, Hayden, and he is the owner of Hunter Valley Mining Apparel and makes these awesome custom-made, probably not custom-made hats, but these awesome hats and stuff like that, which you'll see in a sec. Yeah, welcome to the show, Hayden.
Thanks, Aaron. How you going?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks. Hey, today I just want to hear your story, like how and where you grew up, any life-changing events, and how you ended up doing what you're doing today.
All right. So, grew up on the Central Coast, New South Wales. Lived there for all the way up until I was about 18 years old. That's 18, 19. That's when I started apprenticeship as an auto electrician in 2009. 2009. Yeah, so basically started an apprenticeship working on mining equipment in a workshop that was just, 4 minutes from my house. So that worked out really well. And yeah, so was cruising along there, and yeah, so I suppose I'll backtrack a little bit, because what you're saying is life changing. When I was my dad passed away, so it was just it's been me and my mum basically for a long time, ever all that I can remember. So yeah, I suppose that's a very big life-changing event that affects a lot of people, unfortunately, and yeah, it affected me. So look, I think I'm very happy with how I was raised, and I think mum did a really good job. Without being too, I don't know, what's the word? Without being too, blowing your own trumpet sort of thing. But yeah, no, I think she did a really good job, and I was happy with the life she gave me, and always pushed me actually to say, if you do anything with your life, Hayden, make sure you get a trade, because I think she figured out pretty quickly I wasn't going to go to uni. So yeah, one day I had my 1988 Camry in the garage, and it was probably 2 a.m. I had all the interior pulled apart. And she came out and she said, "What the bloody hell are you doing? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You need to go to bed." I'm like, "Oh, I have to fix this. I have to fix this wire. I need to get these lights working." And so the next day she basically said, "Look, it's clear that, you like to do something with your hands, you like to do something physical." So basically said, "Why don't you look at an apprenticeship in auto electrical?" And yeah, away I went. Bit of a funny story, slightly before that is, before I applied for that apprenticeship, I applied for an apprenticeship working as a pipe fitter on the Hawkesbury River Bridge, is where the work was. And she laughed at me when I told her that, and she said, "What, you're going to bloody bang pipes for the rest of your life?" Bang pipes, whatever, give it a go. But yeah, ended up not doing that. Did the auto electrical, started on mining equipment in 2009. And yeah, so basically from there, spent a little bit of time. I spent 18 months working as an auto electrician doing my apprenticeship there, and then started for the company I work for now, which is GB Auto. So I started for them halfway through 2010, and yeah, so basically from that point went up straight up to the Hunter Valley. That was 2010. I worked at a couple of sites, did a few things. So I suppose that was another life-changing event, Aaron, where I left home. It was been me and mum since I was 2, and then all of a sudden, boom, I was off to Orange for a little bit, New South Wales, and then I was living, with one of the work guys in a house in Singleton. So yeah, that was a really big life change, and really taught me a lot about being an adult and doing proper things in life. Because it was definitely a big change. So yeah, I'm going to say for that, at that time, Cole Robinson, who still works for GB Auto, he was there with me, and he took me on under his wing as his apprentice at that time. So yeah, I'm going to say thanks while I have this platform. Thanks to him for putting up with me, and we're still friends today, which is good. So so then from there, actually moved down to Braidwood, which is on the south coast of, near the south coast of New South Wales, doing some work there. A life-changing event. So moving from a coastal type town to a small country town, 1,400 people. Another learning experience for not dealing with, just it's not the right word, for living and working in a small town that I was new to. So yeah, that was good. It's a good experience. And then from there, moved out to West Wyalong, similar sort of setup, small town, and I was working at Lake Cal Gold Mine there. And from there, spent 12 months there, back up to the Hunter Valley here, where I spent about 4 years. And yeah, so back in the coal mines up here again, and then met my wife Sarah at Hay B&S. We did. We sort of enjoyed going around the Denny Master and B&S's, and ended up meeting each other, and which was good. Sort of what B&S's was supposed to be back in the day. Now they're just an absolute shit fight of rum and bloody food dye, and it's a mess. But it was really nice. So we're obviously we're married now and got 2 kids, and so we moved to Wagga for a little bit as well. Did a little bit of work in farming, and then we come back to the Hunter, and we've been here ever since. So Sarah's an operator at one of the local sites as well. She drives Komatsu 930Es, big trucks. She's an operator, so I'm at a site that's basically next door to her. So it's good. Get to talk about lots of things and have lots of similarities in our roles. So we've got 2 kids, Will and Grace, and yes, it's very much like the TV show. We knew about that. Will was first, and then Grace come along, and we're like, she's a Grace, and we didn't care. We didn't care, so, and they're really, really nice names. We like them. So now the business. So how did it start? Great question. We were at the shopping centre one day, and I was looking for a new hat, and I just thought, you know what, none of these hats are really me. Like, I've done the Billabong hats. I've done the Quicksilver hats. I've done the Stash House hats. I've done Caterpillar, New Holland, John Deere, Komatsu. I've done them all, and I thought, you know what, none of these hats are really me. So I was like, you know what, why don't I create a hat that's me? And I thought, mining's been a big part of my life for a long time. What's something I say a lot? Anyway, so it all started with the slogan, gotcha. Because on the 2-way at work, as you know, Aaron, copy Aaron, truck, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, gotcha. We just say it, and it just rolls off our tongue, and we don't even notice it. So I thought, you know what, I'll do that. Did that hat. Basically from there, started getting other slogans, and found out that other people liked the designs and liked the hats, because I've got a large head. So it was a challenge for me to find a hat that fit my head really well. So it turns out other people have large heads, and they have the same challenge. So I try to make my hats as comfortable as possible. And if a hat fits me, it should fit majority of the Australian population. So comfortable clothing that looks good and means something is basically what it's about. So one of a pretty famous TikTok video is, I make hats that make you say, "Holy shit, that is me." And yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make something for people where they go, "This brand gets me," And for people in mining, people say that and they love it. So it's really good, and I'm really happy to be able to do this and bring all these great products for everyone, and something that's high quality and means something to them. Lots of cool brands out there, but not many that mean something. My brand it's about people like you and me, working in mining. Yeah, like I can relate to that. So yeah, that's basically it. Do I have plans to do the business full time? Maybe, but at the end of the day, I'm an auto electrician. I like working with my hands. I like fixing stuff. I like playing with wires. I just like it. So if I could drop a couple of days here and there, maybe, to get some more time to do the business. But yeah, I definitely don't want to get my day job. I love it. It's really, really good. And also as well, I was thinking, how much credibility would I have if I didn't work in mining, but I owned Hunter Valley Mining Apparel? Yeah, that's also another thing. But yeah, so that's basically it, Aaron. I don't think I've got anything else. It's some life-changing events. That's my story from where I've been and the bit. So yeah, I think that's. I'm gonna hand it over to you, I think.
Yeah, I think you touched on quite a few good points then. Like that's the same with these FIFO books. Like if I wasn't, I'm not doing FIFO anymore, but I did it for like 6 years. Now I've been doing drive in, drive out, working in the mining industry.
Yep.
I've been working in the mining industry for 16, 18, ever since I was 20 anyway.
Wow.
So about 18 years or whatever been in the industry. But writing these books, and if I wasn't in the industry, as you said, the credibility that you have, I don't believe it's really there. You can't really write about something that you don't really know about. So you got your hats. Do you want to do t-shirts? Because you're mining apparel. Do you want to, what's your goal?
So my goal is definitely more t-shirts. I've started with just a run of t-shirts that a logo on it. But yeah, I suppose I've been focusing on hats at the moment because I am very poor on time. So I've been focusing on hats, but I've bought a heat press. I've got a vinyl machine. Very much plan on making designs for t-shirts and printing them myself, and then heat pressing them myself, and selling them that way. So yeah, they're definitely. We're in the process of moving house at the moment. So once we get into the new house, I'm going to set that up and be ready to go. So yeah, t-shirts, singlets for summer, and then absolutely hoodies, beanies for winter next year. We weren't ready for winter this year because I only started in February, and just finding my feet and getting going. But definitely going to be ready for winter, and should very much have some singlets happening very soon, and shirts for summer, which would be good.
Ah, sweet. How hard is it to get a custom hat made?
So it depends like the level of custom. So this one I've got here, it's got the lettering on the inside.
Yeah.
All that. So when we do that, I need to buy them at a minimum of 50 at a time from overseas, and yeah, so there's a reasonable investment I need to make to just even get them started. Yeah, so look, it takes a bit of effort because I need to design the slogan there on the software I've got, send it over to them, and get them to make a sample, and so it's a bit of a process. And the easier option is doing, a more simple hat like this one, which I can buy locally in Australia, and then I can just get embroidery done on that locally. Now that's good and everything, but this hat is not the same as this hat. So anyone that's watching this and has a new gen hat will understand. They fit better, they look better. These hats are where I want to be, basically. I'm just building up to that. I didn't start this business with a $50,000 personal loan. I started it, and I've basically just been bootstrapping from day dot. Sold my dirt bike that I had for $3,000, put that into it.
Yeah.
So but yeah, it's slowly growing, slowly building. Yeah, so just got to get going along the natural rhythm.
Ah, sweet. So who looks after the kids? If are you guys, you and your wife, still on the same roster, or?
No, so I'm lucky to have Monday to Friday work,
Yep.
and even within that, I've got flexibility in my start times and finish times, which is really, really good. I really appreciate that from my employer and the people I like. They're very understanding, that understand that, Sarah works over where she does, and I work where I do. And yeah, so I suppose the time that I am at work, I try to make sure I'm as valuable as possible and do as much as I can. But yeah, so that means that we basically we don't need a babysitter, because I drop them off at the daycares in the morning, daycare and Ush, and then pick them up in the afternoon. And when Sarah's off, she picks them up, drops them off. Yeah, we've got it's a tight schedule, and can sometimes be stressful, but it works. And yeah, it's good. But we're lucky, very lucky.
Trying to think where to go now. So your dad passed away at 2. So none of
I was about 11. I was about 11. Yeah, about 11 years old. Yeah, they split up when I was 2.
Oh, okay, yep. And were you quite close with your dad?
Not really, no, because we'd moved away. So yeah, not particularly. But when like the times that I did have with him were great. We were either fishing, or we were forward driving, or we were in the boat on like a high boat going out fishing that way, or going to the markets, or riding bikes around, or watching the footy, or going to the footy. So yeah, all of my memories of having him are very fond, which are nice.
How'd you go with male role models?
Yeah, great question. And yeah, I suppose I didn't really have many male role models in my life. I had a few that had, come and gone. So I suppose I looked to people that I worked with, because I was spending a lot of time at work, and then looked to other people around as well that I could, for guidance, on just normal things like that. So yeah, that definitely was a bit of a challenge when I was younger. Yeah, definitely. Good question.
Oh, another one. I was had a mind blank. A perfect one just to roll into. Oh, yeah, there you go. Because he didn't have that male role models so much, do you feel that it's made you become a better father?
It's in terms of being a father, it's made me want to give them what I didn't get. So the coming home from school every day, and then having dad there, and just the normal sort of stuff that, normal, probably a dangerous word, but just the stuff that platonic families had, because I didn't have that. So doing my best to give them that, and then being at footy for Will every Saturday when he's playing. And yeah, because my dad sometimes couldn't make those sessions, even though he tried his best. And yeah, and then also trying to give both of them the the dad's influence on family situations. So there's Sarah, who's got the loving and kind and caring sort of input to our discussions, and then I like to think that I'm come in with a bit stronger approach, and probably a bit more stern. So just trying to establish that balance, in our kids' discipline, if that makes sense. Talking about a bloody 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, but probably not discipline, more about just life in general, and showing them that Sarah will work together, to help them, do tasks, or just do life really. And yeah, just trying to establish and show them happy marriage, is also important to us as well. Yeah, so
no, pretty cool. How do you go about running your business with the kids around?
challenging, definitely challenging. I made a TikTok very, very early on in my TikTok days. When you get a bit of time, scroll back.
I've actually seen it. That's why
You
I
have,
brought it up.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about then. Yep. So look, it's challenging, and but I sometimes I try to get them to be involved and grab me some hats, but then other times they come in and just pull a single hat off the shelf, and all that sort of stuff. But really, like, if I won't do any like hard business, solid business work until they're asleep, or on the weekend they're playing outside. I'll try and get stuck in then. But yeah, other than that, basically come in the door, after work, and it's just dad mode, really. You know what it's like: dinner, bath, bed. So yeah, how I do it is just not sleeping very much, which is not good, I know. But yeah, my most sort of the moment that stands out the most is I put on Instagram at the very, very start when I was going to be launching the website. I stayed up till bloody 2:45 a.m. getting the website finished so I could launch it, because I'd made a commitment on Instagram that I was going to do it. And I was like, nah, fucking, I'm going to do it. So yeah, I stayed up to a stupid hour. And sometimes, it's 11:30, it's 12, and I'm up at 5. So it's not healthy. It's not great. Sometimes just got to do what I've got to do, because I've got stuff I want to achieve, and even orders to pack. So it's the grind phase, it's the hustle phase of the new small business. So yeah, it's good though. It's rewarding.
No, totally understand. When I was writing that 502 book, I was actually getting up at 1:30 in the morning to start writing it. No, I'd go to the gym first. I think I'd go this when I'm up at work, because when I'm at home, I try to spend time with the wife and kids and stuff. But when I'm at work, that's all work. That's writing the books. That's doing the social media. That's working. Yeah, so I was getting up at 1:30 to go do a workout, then come back and then spend an hour or whatever typing up the book or writing the book or whatever. And every lunch break for the 5 for No. 1 book, 6 months straight, I think I spent every single smoko break, smoko lunch, and when I was in the truck riding, because that's when I was operating dump truck. Yeah, so every spare moment I was just writing the story, and then I was had a little laptop at work. So like during my lunch breaks and stuff, I was just like typing out like the proof copy, and then I was like rereading it and stuff like that, and I was on a tight budget, so I didn't have like a proofreader, so that's meant I read the book like probably 20 times. But what's funny now is like, because that was a couple of years ago I wrote the first one. What's funny is like when I go back and reread it, I was like, oh, that's funny. So it's actually good that you like laugh your own stuff. How's TikTok and Instagram going for you?
At the start, I was really, really hustling Instagram really hard, because I sort of understood that it was the place where clothing brands are, not so much Facebook. So I was really, really Instagram hard. 1 post a day minimum, really trying to make good content. And then, I suppose I just started a TikTok. And at the start, I was very nervous about the TikTok. I was nervous about, being on camera. I was nervous about, putting myself out there. So I'd do talks of just the hats, or something, or like I had one of Sarah walking out the door to John Party night shift country music song. So that was a bit daunting. But then I don't know where it was, but one of the videos I just sort of said, no, bugger it. I'm just gonna have a good proper crack at it, because all the podcasts I listened to about small business in 2021 and in building clothing brands and stuff like that, they're all just saying TikTok is just it's where it's at. And I was like, like I still had that stigma about TikTok, dancing 13-year-olds, and so I'm glad that I let that go, because I've been really, really hitting TikTok very hard the last couple of weeks. and doing a lot of research on, trying to make videos that do well, because there's so much that goes into it, So yeah, I've really been trying my best to make a good effort for that recently, and it's been paying off. So, like one of my video on TikTok that says, do you work in mining? Do you work in mining in Australia? I'll make hats that make you say, holy shit, that's me. People watch that and then instantly, they've bought a hat. So what that means to me is, I've created a brand that people really resonate with, like, instantly. So it's really, I really, really like that. I'm not trying to make, hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this. I'm just trying to build the business and keep creating more stuff, really. So yeah, it's really good. So TikTok is an absolute powerhouse, and definitely where it's at the moment, especially in terms of organic growth. It's definitely good because Instagram and Facebook at the moment, they're so dependent on spending on advertising. Yeah, but no, at the start, I suppose I put a lot of memes on Facebook. Memes about, mining and, people and that sort of thing. And then I put my high quality photos on TikTok. But now my memes are basically turning into TikTok videos, where I've started a series called Mining Things. I'm up to number 20. And I don't know if you've seen any, Aaron, I basically just take the piss of everyone. Everyone gets a turn. And it's just great fun. We're having a laugh. Everyone's having a good time. Yeah, so the memes have sort of moved to TikTok. So I probably need to, but it's takes a lot of time, as to, be across, platforms, solid way, and to be very present. It takes a lot of effort. So yeah, I suppose at the moment it's just TikTok, but hopefully I can, put more effort back into Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like, basically, I've just given up on Facebook, or I haven't given up totally. Like, I'll run an ad on Facebook, but I'm putting no content up on Facebook whatsoever.
Yeah,
It's pretty dead, really. Instagram, I used to go really strong with, but now I've pretty lapsed on that. Just trying to put everything on, as you're saying, TikTok is where to be. So I'm just going hard on that and go hard on
pretty much.
podcasts and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
So who's Gemma that you've partnered up with? Is it Gemma or Jenna?
Gemma Beach. So
yeah,
Gemma Beach is a local country music artist here in the Hunter Valley, and she is a truckie and also one of the mines as well. So look, I contacted her a while ago and reached out to her and asked if she'd like to come on board as an ambassador for the brand. From my position, I felt like she was a good fit for the brand. Being a truckie herself, and getting the brand and getting the slogans and everything, and all being a country music artist, because this area, Hunter Valley, I would like to say there's lots of country music fans. I'm definitely a huge one myself. Going to be seeing Brad Paisley when he tours Australia next year, which is very exciting. So yeah, I reached out and yeah, she was keen. So we met up and had a chat, and yeah, she said that for a while she's been trying to bring more of the trucking part of her identity to the forefront. So yeah, it just turned out to be a good sort of good team up time. So it was really good, and yeah, she's really great. Her music is unreal. She's been on The Voice as well. She did really well on there. So yeah, she's got that on her TikTok, and yeah, so I have no doubt that she's going to succeed very soon with her music. She's actually writing a couple of new song moments. So I'm definitely keen to hear those. But yeah, it's really good to have someone like her on board that's really ingrained in the culture of the Hunter Valley mining, and also as well, it's just a bonus that she's a country music artist. So no, it's really good. She's a great person.
Are you guys going to do TikToks together?
We did do one TikTok when we first met about sort of the meeting, but I'm still editing it and trying to refine it. But yeah, definitely something we can look at in the future. Yeah, so it's really good.
Ah, sweet as. Hey, we're almost out of time. Anything you want to leave? Oh, actually, first off, tell us where we can get your products from, your hats from, and everything.
So straight to the website, miningapparel.com.au. That's it, nice and simple. And yeah, and then on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok there as well. TikTok's where I'm most active. It's a lot of fun at the moment. Lots of banter. But yeah, miningapparel.com.au is the website. You can find that on the basically all of the socials have that link. And yeah, like I'd urge anyone who's in mining who's watching this to jump on to look at the slogans, have a look at the hats. Guarantee you've said some of these things before. And yeah, thanks for your time, Aaron. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
No worries. What other slogans are you planning on chucking on your hats and stuff? Have you any others in mind, or?
I've got just some new hats that I got made the other day. That one says "Good Yourself." It's a teal color. It's sort of backwards, and that one's "Bit Rich." Backwards again. But yeah, so good yourself. What do you say when someone asks how you going on a mine site?
Yeah, good
yourself.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Or when someone who is definitely lazy themselves calls you lazy on the two-way, you say, "It's a bloody bit rich coming from you, mate."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna do sweet
And
as?
then sweet as maybe. I'm trying to woo up on doing new slogan and focusing on getting stock back in of my original hats.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of people asking me at the moment about stock levels, so I'm definitely going to woo up on the slogans and get my stock back to a good spot, and yeah, then start smashing out some new ones.
Has COVID slowed down your stock coming in, or hasn't affected it?
I'd say yeah, it has a little bit for shipping, because there's just international shipping delays, which is unfortunate. So yeah, that has been a factor, but other than that, I'll just continue to grow month on month, really. So in terms of interaction, engagement, and sales, not really, but getting stock has definitely been a challenge. And international delays is part of the reason I've got some products that are out of stock. So that's a challenge that I need to deal with. But yeah.
Ah, sweet as. Well, yeah, that's basically our time. I just want to say a massive thanks for coming on the show. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was good. Thank you.
Ah, you're welcome. Well, yeah, that's a wrap. I'd like to thank Hayden again for coming on the show, and I'd like to thank you, the listener, for listening. Please tell a friend about the podcast and have a fantastic day. All right, see ya.